go! We win our first playoff game for the first time in 32 years. Wow, what a game, man. What a game. Your Detroit Lions pull it out against Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams, getting a 24-23 win. And what a game. What an absolute game. We booed the life out of Matthew Stafford. I love that. They just gave us more confidence. That also gave Stafford more confidence, I'm assuming. But that also gave the Lions and probably Jared Goff, I would assume, a lot more confidence. And we were cheering Jared Goff so much. And I did not expect that, if I'm going to be honest, guys. I did not think that Lions fans were sold on Goff as being our quarterback. But maybe they are, because, I've never seen them cheer Goff that much before, ever. And just chant his name that much. Craziest atmosphere I've ever seen the Lions at Ford Field. I've never seen it that loud. It was crazy. Great atmosphere. We pull out the win. St. Brown needs to be extended. I'm telling you, man, right after the season is over, give him that fat payday of 4 or 5 years, close to $100 million, and, man, lock him down. Lock him down for the next 5 or 6 years. You have to extend it. I would not wait. You have to extend him this year, I would say. I would not wait till next year. But overall, what a game by your Detroit Lions. They beat Matthew Stafford even when the refs were trying to help the Rams to win, because that false start on Decker was one of the worst penalties, not one of the worst because we obviously know what happened a couple weeks ago, but was definitely the worst call of this game. There was a few pass interference calls that could have been called on us, but if you ask me, this was probably the worst call in the game. Decker or Jackson never moved. I forget who jumped. I think it might have been Byron Young who jumped. I can't remember. But nobody on the O-line moved, and they called a false start on Decker. But whatever, it's in the past. We picked up the W. That's all that matters. But even though with the refs trying to help the Rams win, we still pulled it out. Goff, under all the pressure he had coming into this game, he succeeded. He had the highest completion percentage, I'm pretty sure, in a game this season, with around almost, I think it was 83% or 82.5 or something like that. Montgomery, huge. His statistics might not show a lot, but when you watch the game, he was a big impact, broke a whole bunch of tackles. He broke one tackle on our second to last first down of the game to seal it. That was an absolute magical broken tackle. It was crazy how he broke that, and that led us to picking up a first down. He was also solid on the ground, averaging just slightly above 4 yards a carry. Also had a rushing touchdown. Gibbs was pretty good as well today. In terms of yards per carry, he's a little bit low. I think he had 4, just under 4, but he also had a touchdown, and he was pretty solid in the first half. St. Brown, again, continued to ball out. 7 receptions, over 100 yards. No touchdowns, though. It's like the first time that's happened, and not happened in the past 3 or 4 weeks now. O-line was good for the most part. We allowed 3 sacks, but I would say technically only 2 because Goff fell down on one of them. Because, Goff can't break the pocket once he gets, with all the O-linemen close to him and all the demon linemen close to him, he gets scared and trying to get out of the pocket, and he just makes bad mistakes. That lateral, by the way, that Goff was trying to do, I don't know what that was. That's something I would do. So I don't know what that was. Goff, don't ever do that again, man. Do not ever do that again. That was bad, but that was like the worst thing of the game. Brock Wright was able to hop on that ball, though, that Goff lateraled, which I think it was like 2nd and 20 or something after that, or 2nd and 25 or something like that after that lateral, and we still picked up the first down, I'm pretty sure, on 3rd and 25 or something like that. But by the way, Josh Reynolds, one of the 2 most unappreciated players of the game against the LA Rams. I believe he had 5 receptions for 80 yards. I think 75 of those yards came in the first half. Great job by him. That first half, he was our leading receiver by at least 50 yards, I'm pretty sure. 45 or 50 yards. So good day by Josh Reynolds. And I'm pretty sure Reynolds and St. Brown are like the only receivers that we had that were, that stood out today. Jamison Williams had a really nice grab. I think it was in the first quarter. Maybe it was the second. I know it was the first half. He had a really nice grab. I think he only had 1 or 2 grabs total, though, and Donovan didn't really do anything. So really, only 3 of our receivers that I can think of right now caught a pass on the day. And we still were able to pull it out. So that's pretty incredible, if you ask me. Laporta, he somehow played and did get a touchdown. I think he had 3 grabs for around 20 yards and the touchdown. Great job by him. And again, going back to the O-line, Brock Wright came back today. This is like I mentioned as well. By the way, this is being recorded on the day after the game because I had to regroup after yesterday because it was a lot, man. I had to take it all in, so this is being filmed on Monday. But and let's go Tampa. I want to see us go against Tampa, not Philly, because we know how we do against running quarterbacks, and Hurts is one of those running quarterbacks. Now Mayfield is a little bit mobile too, but I'm not as scared of him as Jalen Hurts. So go Bucks tonight. They're on right now. They're waiting by, I think it was 10 when I came down here to record this video. So let's keep that up and win this game. But back to the O-line, they were pretty good for the most part. Glasgow and I think it might have been Ragnow, one of those two. I think it was Glasgow was overall our best O-lineman. Like he allowed 0 quarterback hits or something like that. I don't know what it was, but he was fantastic. But our offense was overall pretty good. It was lackluster in the third and fourth, but in the first half it was phenomenal. And going on to the defense now, Hutch. What a game by Hutch, man. He's been hot these past 3 or 4 games now. 2 sacks again, almost 3. He would have got 3 if he didn't get a hold on Rob Havaston or whatever that tackle's name is for the Rams. He would have had a 3rd. Romeo Okwara had a solid game as well. Aluadu got elevated. He didn't really do anything, but whatever. McNeil had a lot of quarterback hits. He was so close. He could have had 3 sacks today or yesterday. He really could have had 3 sacks. He was getting to Stafford quite a bit. Alex Anzalone had a solid day. Jack Campbell had a solid day. Barnes I think he had a good tackle, I'm pretty sure. But what's going on with our corners, man? I'm scared next week because if we do, either one of them is going to be fantastic number 1 receivers. We allowed 180 yards to Puka Nacua. We did contain Kupp, though. I think Kupp only got around 30 yards. But Tutu Atwell had a 50-yard touchdown grab. Puka Nacua had I think it was a 50 or 40-yard touchdown grab along with 180 yards. Unbelievable. Demarcus Robinson had about 50 yards. So Kupp, we did contain Kupp, but besides that, every other receiver put up 50-plus yards on us. So that was nice. But what's going on with Cam Sutton? Let's be for real here. What's going on with him, man? These past 4 or 5 games he's been a little bit shaky. I don't know what's going on with him. Hope he's all right. He let up the 40-yard touchdown to Puka Nacua. Nacua just went right past him. I don't know what he's doing, but hopefully he bounces back next week. Otherwise we're going to have a problem because how he's been playing these past 4 or 5 games, he's not been worth $11 million a year. But who knows? Because he was really solid to start out the year in midseason. So Cam Sutton struggled, but hopefully he can be back bounce back next week. Kendall Vildor struggled again. I'm being for real now. I said Vildor was pretty underrated, and I thought we should keep playing him. but he's also been like Sutton these past 4 or 5 games where he's just not been that good. So I think for next week, since we signed Lucas to the 53-man, that we should either give Lucas or Dorsey another shot at that cornerback 2 or 3 spot. Of course, Sutton's number 1 and Branch is the number 2. But give Dorsey or Lucas a shot at that number 3 spot. And don't even think about Will Harris. I saw him playing quite a bit today. Hey, but Will Harris did not do bad. I ain't going to lie. Like, he did not do that bad. But I can never trust him when he's going against a great receiver. So don't give him another shot. He's fine for what he does, but he can never be better than a cornerback 4. That's just my opinion, though. But yeah, next week I'd give Lucas or Dorsey a shot. I know I don't like to do that in the playoffs, but you got to. I mean, you got to change something up. Branch had a nice day. Walker got rolled out. He was a healthy scratch. Don't know what that was about, but I don't know. I'm assuming that's just because we don't use him basically besides special teams anymore. But whatever. Joseph had a huge hit on Tyler Higbee. I believe Tyler Higbee now has a torn ACL after that hit. It was, I mean, you guys want to go watch that hit. I mean, that was one of the hardest hits of the season by the Lions I've seen them make. I mean, it was a big hit on Higbee, man. Melifanu had another nice day. And shout out to Michael Badgley, man. He arguably helped us win not arguably. He helped us win this game, man. He made a 54-yard field goal, which is the longest of the season, and I believe that he beat his long last year. I think his long last year was 53, so he beat that. His career long is 59, but that's when he was with the Chargers. But what a kick by Michael Badgley. That kick would have been good from probably 56. I mean, he drilled that kick, man. Shout out to Badgley. He might be back. I think he'll be back next season after making that kick, unless he messes up next week. Or after that when we win, hopefully. Jack Fox, though, he's been amazing these past couple games. He's just been booming them kicks, man. He's arguably the best punter in the league, if you ask me. Always been that guy. And he's a punter who can tackle, too. He didn't make any tackle attempts this game, but I'm just pointing that out. He's one of the best tackling punters as a Detroit Lion I've seen. Sam Martin, when he was with us, he was one of the worst punters that could tackle in the league I've ever seen. I mean, even on the Bills this year, he made a pathetic tackle attempt that led the Jets to win that game. But Jack Fox, man, all the way around, he is arguably the best punter we've ever had and arguably the best punter in the NFL. But shout out to our special teams. Jack McQuaid getting a win against his former team. Shout out to McQuaid, by the way, as well. He's been solid since he's been here. He's been pretty good. So shout out to him. And yeah, man, coaching I thought was really good as well today, man. Or yesterday. I'm just going to keep saying today, guys, because it feels like it's still today. It still hasn't sunk in yet, 100%, that we that we're moving on to the divisional round. It still feels so weird, man. But shout out to coaching. I mean, Aaron Glenn has done a little bit better these past couple weeks, even though he's, every receiver for the past 4 straight weeks has gotten 180 receiving yards. In terms of game planning, though, I think he's done a little bit better. But we need a number 1 corner. Number 1 corner and a solid pass rusher. That is what we need offseason. If we can get one of those or both of those, I mean, dude, I can't imagine how scary we're going to be. And that's not including the draft and rest of free agency and stuff. So if we can get those positions locked down, man, we're going to be even more scary than we were this year. We are really scary right now. So, one pride, go Lions. Go Bucks. I'm cheering for you. I'm not going to be mad, though, if the Eagles do win, because I'm not scared of them either. Because they've been off lately as well. And A.J. Brown might miss next week as well. And then Hurts is, of course, still banged up with that middle finger. Dislocated middle finger, whatever it is. But one pride, go Lions, go Bucks. I will see you guys in a couple days for the next video when there's some news that happens.